Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. This week, I am just regular old Dan, and you can find me at RFS Dan.
I don't know why every time you say that I expect to hear it a different way, and I have to hold my breath to not laugh out loud the whole time.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
I'm Jess, and you can find me at Snowdogs Vlogs.
Last week, I had the Super Mario Kart Champion title. This week, I've been dethroned.
Not so much.
I feel like you cheated. Or you set me up the first time we played. You were like almost bad. And this last time, I feel like you watched every Twitch channel or tip video or what, but I just could not get past you.
I did watch some videos.
Didn't think you were going to apply it so quickly.
I watched the top 10. Well, you know, it's not just you I play against. I got to play against other people on Saturday nights, and I got to know how to play.
Right.
So I watched a top 10 tips for Mario Kart or something like that, and the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do. Wow, that makes sense. I didn't know. Like, I knew drifting and boosting. Like, I knew that, but I didn't know you could jump on the jumps, and I didn't know there was other things. Like, I didn't know you could do those things. What? How many games did we play? Like 8, and you won 1.
I won one, and now I probably feel like you let me win, like I let you win the last game, the last rounds that we play. So, fair enough. So lately, you and I have had lots of tea conversations.
Yes.
And now they've trickled into the podcast. I recently just got a new tea machine, and so did you.
I did. I didn't get the same one as you, though.
Yeah, why? Why didn't we go matchies on the tea machine? Your tea machine looks like a coffee machine, though, and I don't drink coffee.
Well, Jamie drinks coffee, so I didn't want to have two different machines sitting on the counter. So I started looking into a hot and cold brew machine, and I found that awesome Ninja coffee maker, and I had a bunch of free Amazon points, and I went, well, I guess I'm going to buy this.
Right. How do you like it?
I love it. It's super simple. It's easy. I don't like coffee unless it's iced coffee. So I can make iced coffee if I want to, and I only like coffee once in a while. Jamie's loving the coffee that it makes. He likes the fact that he can make a pot of coffee now. It doesn't use pods, which the Keurig uses pods.
Oh, that's right, because you're still getting into, and the pods are cool. I've never used a Keurig machine, but that's kind of cool, but you can only make one batch. And that was the problem I was having. I could only make one batch of tea at a time, and I wanted more tea. So I got this big machine. It dips the tea for you. It's a Brillville machine. It's super rad because I can make a bunch of tea, and I don't have to go back and make tea every few minutes. The problem was the first day that I got it, I drank 3.5, almost 4 pots of tea, which that's a lot of tea. And then the next day, I didn't feel so well. The next day I walked around and I sounded like a waterbed.
You can definitely drink too much tea.
You can't. I looked it up. It's just water with like rose petals or a handful of grass from outside in it, pretty much. So how could you drink too much tea?
Tea's a diuretic. Tea will make you constipated.
Why?
Tea doesn't hydrate you like water does.
But it's got I feel like I'm hydrating because I'm drinking so much water with just a little splash of like rose petal in it.
But you're not.
Oh, this is all
Tell
new
me
news
you
to
knew
me.
that.
I did not. I thought replacing beer and water with tea would be good because I'm basically just drinking a pot of water with just some stuff dipped in it.
It is good and it is better for you than alternatives, but you still can't drink that much of it.
I drink so much tea. I even got this fancy new thermos that can take more tea with me, so I'm never without my tea.
Oh my gosh.
I'm more tea than iced tea right now.
Speaking of, hot tea or iced tea?
Always hot tea. I've had iced tea like sometimes like I'll be like, oh, I'll take unsweetened iced tea, but it's hot. Like I haven't made any cold tea. I just like the hot tea. It feels good and the flavors are good. It's all these new flavors that I've never had before, but no, hot over cold. And I'm kind of concerned about what I'm going to do in the summertime.
I always drink iced tea. I don't like hot tea. I only drink hot tea if I have a sore throat.
Huh. Well, so if you bought some loose tea, you just put it in ice?
So the coffee maker that I bought, the Ninja coffee maker that I bought, it actually has a over ice setting. So it steeps the tea. It's a smart coffee maker. It steeps the tea differently if you want to brew it over ice.
Oh.
So it makes it like it should. It still tastes the same. You still have the same amount of flavor. It just steeps it differently.
Oh, okay.
So that you can brew it over ice. So I have I don't know how big my cup is, 24 ounces. That fits underneath it. And I have to fill the cup all the way with ice, put it in there, and then it makes the tea, and it fills it almost all the way to the top. Of course, it still comes out hot. It doesn't come out cold. So it melts the ice, but it gets cold, and I still have ice in my cup by the time it's done anyway.
That's interesting. You don't do the thing where you put it in the jar and stick it outside so the the jar just
Sun tea.
yeah, the sun tea. I heard that's not good for you no more.
I have no idea. Well, hot tea's not good for you anymore either, don't you know?
No, okay. Look, I thought this was my miracle worker. I'm already on pot number 3, and it's like 11 o'clock in the morning here. I'm hydrating myself with flavor.
No. Hot tea gives you esophageal cancer.
Like Michael Douglas esophageal cancer, like that kind of cancer.
I guess so. It says
No.
hot tea. It was on some news show I watched the other day, and then it was all over the internet about how if you drink tea that's hotter than 149 degrees,
Yes.
which apparently it's like a carcinogen, so it's like smoking. You're putting hot stuff down your throat, and it can actually cause cancer. Supposedly, one article I read said like a 90% increase, and then one said like a 50% increase. So I don't think they really know.
Right, and just 50% from the 1% you have, so it could be up to 2% now. Like, but I didn't know there were side effects. I mean, it's cooled down a little bit. It's not like I'm pouring a pot of boiling water down my throat. I'm not a cartoon sketch, but now I'm concerned. This was supposed to be my new lifeblood. I've ordered so much tea, and we're supposed to have tea talks every week here. And now
tea does have a lot of benefits. There are a lot of different things. Like they say that certain teas can help protect against like heart disease, and some of them help with like your memory and your function. A lot of those have to do with the fact that they have caffeine in them.
No,
so,
mine are all caffeine free, but no. You just told me that there's no cures now. Now I have esophagus cancer all of a sudden. Like, I can't drink. Where's the tea to cure that?
You know what's really funny though? If you actually look up like, is tea good for you? There are websites that will say tea may lower the risk of cancer, but now they're saying it doesn't. It's kind of like eggs. You remember when eggs were bad and then they were good? Now they're bad again.
Oh, eggs, apples, wine. I remember apple a day doesn't necessarily keep the doctor away. All this and more at 11.
And by the way, too much tea, mainly black tea, can give you kidney stones. So there's that.
Right. Okay. So for me, I don't drink any black. I don't drink any green. I don't drink any black or green tea. I drink only the caffeine-free herbal fruity teas. Like, that's really good. So now I'm scared. Now all of a sudden I can feel the kidney stones forming, and I can feel...
No, you don't drink black tea.
Hold on, my throat. Oh man. I think it feels soft now. Like it feels soft. I can almost
Feel the
collapse
cancer?
it. Oh man, I was so pumped up on tea too, and I looked it up. I had Crystal look it up. I'm like, "Can you drink too much tea?" And they're like, "No." I think this is just a scam.
Can.
This is a scam by the Coca-Cola company.
It could be.
They just want me to drink more Pepsi. Wait, or
big
Coke.
pharmaceuticals are like, don't drink tea because it's good for you.
Yep, Big Pharma. Thanks, Big Pharma. So what? So the whole point of this conversation was that to each week with my cool little CC Mouse podcast mug that I got is to have different teas each week that we could talk about on the show. But now I don't know if I want to do that.
I'm drinking boring tea today. I'm actually drinking Lipton's, like I said, boring tea, but it's strawberry watermelon.
Oh, that kind of sounds like it's good though.
It is. That's why I bought it. And again, I drink it iced, so it's strawberry watermelon tea. Do you put anything in yours?
No, Crystal puts honey in that. And one of my other friends that I had tea with one time put sugar in his tea, like the sugar cubes, and I tried it too, and I liked it both ways. But I drink so much tea that if I put a bunch of sugar in it, then I'm like defeating my point because I thought I was just drinking a bunch of water, and so I don't want to drink a bunch of honey and sugar because I'll get used to it. So no, I drink my tea black, just with nothing, just plain.
I put stevia in it.
What is that?
It's a natural leaf that they turn into a sweetener, but it's an all-natural sweetener. It does not taste like sugar. Mm-hmm. It does not taste like fake sugar. It doesn't leave like that weird aftertaste in your mouth. And I was trying to explain it to Jamie earlier today. I'm like, it doesn't taste like I love Southern sweet tea, but it's not good for you. Okay. So it's not the sweet tea like I really, really like, but it does take the bitterness out of tea.
I'm learning just to like all of it. These flavors are flavors I've never had before in my mouth, so I'm like, well, this is all new to me. So some of it tastes like I just like went down on a rose bush, and some of it tastes like really, really good. So I just kind of just drinking it the way it was intended it right now before I have a tea education, because this has only been going on for like, the tea thing's been going on for a month. My tea machine's been here for a week, so I'm still new to this.
You're learning.
I'm learning, and I'd like recommendations at home for all you guys that drink tea, because when I look at our audience, I look at it and I think the demographic is more tea than coffee.
I think so. You're probably right.
Yeah. So if you have a favorite tea, caffeine free preferably. Let me know, because I'm on the search for the craziest tea.
What are you drinking right now?
Right now it's by Tea Lara. It's fruity and herbal tea. It tastes and smells like a bubblegum flavor that I can't remember. I can't tell if it's like Bubblicious or if it's like
Fruit Stripes.
No, because yeah, if it did, it would be flavorless in 2 swigs.
Right?
It tastes more like a gum, like a juicy fruit or something. And so I don't know. When I try to describe it, it's these flavors that I don't know exist, and they're in my mouth, and they're so good.
I just can't. I don't like hot tea.
So far, it's been fun, but I'm gonna die.
I like iced tea. I'm going for iced tea.
Maybe every week we'll just talk about, and I have flavors to last us episode after episode after episodes. I have a ton of new flavors here, and I'm apprehensive.
So you guys have to tell us if you want all the tea.
Yes. Okay, so about 6-8 months ago, I thought it would be a good idea to buy a unicycle. Never been on a unicycle, never really seen one in person, but I was like, well, they're pretty cheap because I work at the bike shop and I can get them for a good price. So I'm gonna get one. We're gonna leave it at the shop here. Customers will ride it. It'll be fun. So I order one. Comes the next day. I put it together. I'm super excited. My tail's wagging, and I try to get on this dang thing, and I just can't. Watch a YouTube video. It helps a little bit, but I'm like, whoa, this thing's very dangerous. And I know once you get it, and you'll never not know how to ride a unicycle again. But I did not have that skill. Nick, the guy that works with me, he can ride anything. He hops on it, goes riding around the shop like it's no big deal. He's juggling while he's riding it. I'm like, oh man, I can do this. I'm getting excited. I'm like, dude, he can do this. I can do this. Like, I got this. So after I slip and fall like 10 times, I put it down. Maybe a day or two later, customers come in. I ask them if they ride the unicycle. Not many say yeah. Then the Domino's pizza lady comes in. We order lots of Domino's pizza. So we're familiar with the lady. And she comes in. She's like, what's that? I'm like, that's a unicycle. You should try to ride it. So she hops on the unicycle. Bam. Right on her butt in like a half a second. Domino's little caps flying off. I'm like, okay, maybe this is a bad idea. So I took the unicycle home because it was just hurting people. And I'm like, we can't have that going on there. They're harder to ride than I originally thought they were going to be. And they're not that fun. So I take it home. Sits in my closet for 6-8 months or whatever. And some dude comes in and he wants to buy a unicycle. So I order him a unicycle. It's a little bit different than the one I have. It looks a little bit cooler. So he comes and gets it. Everybody at work's all like, that's rad. I'm like, I got one. They're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, it's at my house. So I bring it to work. This is like Tuesday. I bring it to work and I'm trying to get on it. And I'm in the repair shop. For those of you guys who have seen some of my Block Bikes video, I'm like in the repair shop area. So I get on it and the pedals, it's not like a regular bike where if you stop pedaling, it just kind of coasts. It's always pedaling because it's hooked through the one wheel. So I try to get on it. I put the seat on my butt. I try to step on the pedal. My foot slips off a little bit and my butt pushes the unicycle forward, which causes the pedal to smack the back of my leg and sends my legs up over my head. I'm falling on the ground on my butt. I can't even catch myself. It happens so fast. So I crash really hard. My butt hurts so bad. My elbow hurts. I'm all like jacked up on the ground going like, how did I get here? It's kind of like, like when you watch like a YouTube video or you watch like a fail army video and you'll see like an elderly person catching too much speed and then they start like stumbling over before they're going to take a header and then they take a full face dig to the ground and they don't even put up their hands. And you look at the screen going like, what is going on? Why didn't you put your hands out, old lady? Why didn't you try to catch yourself? How did you let 5 seconds of stumbling forward to a face lawn dart? Like you didn't even try to protect yourself. That was me. I'm at that age now. That was me. I fell so quick. I am. That's what happens when you're 40. I could not catch myself. There was no time to react. It like pulled me to the ground. Like gravity was so winning that day. So I slammed.
Gravity's a thing?
Oh man, it was high. It was high in that area that day. So wham, I fall to the ground. I don't have a life alert on, and as soon as I hit the ground, I hear. And we've been open for 5 minutes. I hear bing bong, and here comes a customer strolling through the door. I'm like, oh. So I pick myself up. My right butt cheek hurts so bad. I'm like, this is not the business. So the customer comes in. I pretend to be like not in critical condition. I help the customer, and then I'm like, oh no, my cell phone is in my back right pocket. And I've had an iPhone now for a long time. I've had iDevices for going on 10 years.
Can you drink that apple juice?
I've drank all the apple juice to the point where I think I'm getting esophageal cancer now. So I pull out my phone, and I've never destroyed or cracked or broken a screen, and I drop phones all the time. And sure enough, it was shattered. It was in bits. And then I tried to go to the mirror. When I sent you that picture, I tried to go over to the mirror and flip it around so it would take a picture of itself, in the mirror, and I could show everybody. Right. And yeah, so I destroyed my phone. So I'm like going, oh man, I have to get this fixed right away. And I call Crystal, and she's just more concerned about the phone than my butt. I'm like, but wait, you don't understand. Like, I have an iPhone 8 branded into my butt. And in my mind, when I'm feeling on my butt to see what it feels like, because it hurts, I feel like I'm branded on my butt. Kind of like that one Jackass movie where Bam Margera gets prodded with a cattle prod.
I remember that.
Or no, branded. He gets branded with the branding on his butt. Bam, bam. That's what I'm thinking that I'm going to see when I pull down my pants later. It's going to have all my apps printed into my butt. And that's what's going to happen forever. So I'm like, man. So I dropped my phone off at the place. This rad Jamaican dude fixed my phone. He put a new screen on there. But it doesn't look the same. He said it was the same, but like it doesn't look as vibrant as it used to. And I can't backspace much. So I think I might have done some damage to the phone. And my butt. Hey, don't worry. Hey, don't forget, everybody at home, my butt hurts.
Oh,
the phone's fixed.
Maybe you should get a Google Pixel.
That's what the guy... The guy at the place was so cool, and he's all like, and I only do his impression of his voice because I love it. He's like, yeah, man, you know what you need? You need to not have this type of phone, man. And look at you. And he flicks my Apple Watch. Dude, he was so cool. He flicks my Apple Watch, and normally he'd be bad, but he had so much charisma. He just, look at you. You'll be fixing that too later. You need this. And I don't know what he picked up, but it was like an Android type device, and it was huge. This is unbreakable. I'm like, well, you'd know. Like, he's got no stake in the game. Yeah. He don't care. So
you're just lucky you have places there that can actually like fix your phones. If that happened here, we'd have to send it out.
Oh, no, it's good. It's so popular. He was telling me he can't keep up. He was telling me that he can't even keep up with business to the point where if he just opened on Monday to take everybody's broken phones from the weekend, because he does all phones, that's it. He don't need Tuesday through Friday broken phones. Like, it's just from the weekend. And it's even more increased because it was just St. Patrick's Day. So even more people broke their phone. And he had a big stack of just broken iPads and tablets and stuff there. So he knocked it out for me, he brought it all the way to my shop, which is a handful of miles away. And I appreciated that. So I got it back, and so my phone's officially healed quicker than my butt.
Or your dignity.
Not to mention, I will never go to clown college.
Probably not.
I will not. I already failed the entrance exam. And as I was falling to the ground, all I heard was do 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 do. Even though my lifelong dream was always to be a mascot, like if I could have any profession, it would be to be a professional mascot and just to be silly and out of control. Now I'm really rethinking my game since I can't even ride a unicycle.
At least not as a unicycle rider.
No. So I will never ride that unicycle again. So then yesterday I'm sitting at the register trying to ring up this couple. The guy walks away. He was kind of an older man. And the next thing you know, I hear like, yay! And I'm like, what's going on around the corner over there? Oh, he walked to the back, grabbed my unicycle, and was doing laps around the show floor. It was at the register. Oh, I'm like, I hate you. I'll never ride it again. I'll let Ryan try to learn how to do it, and then I'm selling it. I'm gonna give it away. I gotta burn it. It's got bad luck to it.
I'm gonna burn it.
Yeah. So that's how I broke my first iPhone that I've had. You ever been on a unicycle?
No.
Wow, Jamie. I bet Jamie knows how to ride one. I bet he knows how to ride one.
He probably does. I bet you could probably put a unicycle in front of him and he could probably ride it.
Yeah, I think so. He looks like the unicycle
Pretty good at figuring everything out.
Well, I'll just bring it with us to VidCon because, and then it'll either break another butt or in a phone, or it'll be awesome. You guys will be checking it on your baggage back to Michigan.
I don't know. He'd probably try it. I bet he'd try it. He probably could ride it. I'm pretty sure he could.
I'm pretty sure he could as well. So Disney, which is already a powerhouse, as we all know, just keeps absorbing more and more IPs like it's an IO game. And it just keeps swallowing up everything and getting bigger. This time, it's 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, it bought all of 20th Century Fox's assets, minus Fox News. Because nobody wants that.
I love it. They're like, we don't need this. And they got it for pennies on the dollar from what I can tell.
$71 billion?
Yeah, billion's the new million. Remember when we were a kid and like if you were a millionaire, that was it. Like remember Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous and like they were all just millionaires with Robin Leach. Right. And then now billions are millions, and trillions are billions now. There's a couple companies that are $1 trillion company like Apple and Amazon. So, yeah, that's $71.3 billion.
That's so crazy.
That
It's
is
so
a
crazy.
lot.
You really like when you stop and think about it and you think about everything that 21st Century Fox owns.
Yes. What's the
Does this
list?
make Lisa Simpson a princess?
She could now be a Disney princess.
Like, what is the actual requirement of being a Disney princess? Do you have to be like in trouble and be saved by somebody? Because, I mean, I guess not necessarily because they consider the girl from Brave a Disney princess. Yeah, I think Lisa Simpson should be an honorary Disney princess now.
I think the requirements is you have to have 5 fingers.
Meg from Family Guy.
Does Meg not have 5 fingers?
I have no idea. I don't really watch Family Guy all that often.
So when Disney, I never watched Family Guy either. When Disney acquired Fox, what did they get? What are they getting for their money?
They get Avatar, Home Alone. Home Alone was a Fox movie.
Oh yeah, it's about time for McCluckin' Kapluckin to come back and make another one of those.
All the X-Men series.
Yes. What else? Die Hard.
Yes.
They own Die Hard properties. They own Deadpool properties.
Yep. X-Files, American Horror Story. That was Fox.
That's AMC.
Is AMC owned by Fox?
Ooh, dang. See, so they're just getting more and more stuff.
See, that's what I don't know, like all the things that they own, but I think that they own that. Maybe I know they own FX is Fox.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll get all those original programmings and all that stuff as well. The thing that's really going to help Marvel Universe is getting X-Men back, and those people are really. I think Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four was Fox as well. I think they screwed up that one enough.
It's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing the amount of stuff that they just here. This is all ours now. I mean, they own Star Wars. Yep. They own the Muppets.
Yes.
They own so much. And a lot of people are like, why are they doing this? And I think the biggest reason they're doing it is because, you and I talked about this a little bit, Disney Plus.
Yes.
Disney Plus is going to be a huge player in the streaming game. Like the fact that now they own all of this. If they make it so that for $14.99 a month, I can watch Star Wars whenever I want. I can watch every episode of The Simpsons ever, including the Michael Jackson episode, which they've pulled from television.
Right.
Which is so funny. I saw that the other day, and I was wandering around the house, and I was going, Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. And Jamie's going, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's stuck in my head.
Right. Yeah. And that was one of the first seasons. So that was a popular episode.
Yeah, it was. It was. But you look at all the things that they're buying and you look at all of the, Netflix and all these things. If they do what they say they're going to do and they unlock the Disney vault and put all of those movies on Disney Plus all of these things they just bought, yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah, well, they've already canceled all the Jessica Jones, the Punishers, all those series from Netflix have been canceled.
Yep.
Captain Marvel will be the first non-Marvel movie to be not exclusively on Netflix, so they're taking their properties back. I think they'll unlock the vault a little bit, but they'd be smart to roll stuff out. Otherwise, I have no urgency to want to keep subscribing if you just give me everything at once. They're going to be a powerhouse now, and the things are changing again. It used to be when internet television came out, it was like, look, you can get Hulu, you can get all these shows in one place. Now everybody's going like, well, everybody's accustomed to that, so we're just going to be our own entity. So you're going to be forced to subscribe to a few things. I'm suckered into Hulu and Netflix. I can't do without either because I'm split between both of them. And now Disney Plus, that wasn't too much on my radar. I've seen most of the movies, is now a contender.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going to be, sounds like it's going to be offered on there. And if they start doing even spin-offs, which, it's Disney, so they're going to Disney-fy it. Think of all the spin-off series they could do based on Star Wars.
Right? Just, yeah.
I mean, instead of doing like a full-blown movie, think of the actual series, like Star Trek as what I want to relate it to, like a series like Star Trek in the Star Wars galaxy.
Yes.
I'm sold. Do it. I'm sold. You got my money. Take my money. Shut up and take my money.
No, you're right with that, because Disney has The Mandalorian, and that's the new Boba Fett type movie television show that's coming out. And that's going to be like a 20-part series or whatever, and that's going to be on Disney Plus as well. I will subscribe for that, because I really would love to see just a live-action Star Wars television show.
Yeah, I just think they have so much opportunity with this. Maybe they could revise. the Muppet Show. Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if on Disney Plus they had every episode of the Muppet Show ever?
The old Muppet shows were good. I watched a lot of those when I was a kid. I like that. What about Cocoon? They can revive Cocoon. They now own the Cocoon franchise.
There's so many things. So many things.
They own the Maze Runner movies now.
They own Avatar.
Planet of the Apes, Night at the Museum, Family Guy.
Do they own Forrest Gump? Was Forrest Gump a 20th Century Fox movie?
I don't recall. I don't mind that movie, but it's just everybody thinks that's the greatest thing ever, so I don't really watch it too much.
Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was good. And then that was it. And I put it down.
I really liked it. There was supposed to be a sequel that was going to start off with his son having AIDS.
No, what?
No, I'm not kidding. Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see another sequel to that. What's it going to be called? Forrest Dump?
They had the whole thing written, like the screenwriter had the entire sequel written, and then 9/11 happened and they canceled the whole thing.
Oh, what would it have been about? Would it have just been the parenting trials of raising a kid and being Forrest Gump?
No, I think there was other things like with war and stuff that they were going to talk about, but they felt like 9/11, that the way everybody's kind of shifted in the way they felt about America and stuff, I guess they felt like the movie just wouldn't be received as well as the first one was.
Right. A lot of things at 9/11 happened with that. Remember when they took out the Spider-Man scene in the Spider-Man movie because he swings between the trade towers and then he casts a web, and the web catches what I think is a crashing helicopter. So they cut that whole scene out of the movie just because of sensitivity things. So I could see that one being rearranged, put on hold. I still think maybe they would do it because Tom Hanks is still actable, but oh man, more Forrest Gump. Okay.
I don't think they're going to do it. I really don't.
Here, Dan. Hey, Dan, describe Forrest Gump in 10 seconds. It's this dude that had these leg braces, but he fixed those. So that's kind of cool because if you wear your leg braces, then everything's good again. So good for him for doing that. He loves chocolate and ping pong and broken women. So there's
running.
Yes, lots of running. So there's Forrest
Jenny.
Gump for you. So and Jenny, is it Jenny? Yeah. So no, okay. So let me clear it up. Forrest Gump's a good movie, but it's not like it's not the happiest movie, so I don't know.
It's not something that you're gonna watch over and over and over and over.
It's not my go-to because it's just not the happiest movie to me.
I would watch it multiple times.
Yeah,
I have watched it multiple times.
You're a Gumper.
But it's one of those things where like I'm not going to purposely put it on. If it's on TV and I'm flipping through channels,
right,
I'll watch it.
You probably have one of those Bubba Gump shirts that just says lemon shrimp and spicy shrimp and mustard shrimp and shrimp gumbo and shrimp a la carte, and it's just like that shirt with the white writing on it. You have like one of those.
It's such an iconic movie.
It's not bad, but like it's not. It's tragic.
And now I'm going to totally shift back because this is how my brain works. And forget Forrest Gump. I just thought of something.
What's that?
Disney bought Fox.
Right.
Does that make Leela a Disney princess?
I already thought she was a Disney princess. Is Lilo
from Futurama?
Oh, her. I thought you meant Lilo and Stitch. Oh, okay. You mean the one-eye girl from Futurama?
Futurama.
It could be. I'm wondering if they have to move Simpsons Land. Do they have to move Simpsons Land from Universal Studios now to Disneyland?
Oh. No, they'll probably have to pay royalties on it or something crazy.
Yeah, Simpson Land's pretty big too at the Universal Studios out here. Yeah,
so great.
Well, I guess then everybody could be a Disney princess. Then they can market it that way, I guess.
I'm sure that there's probably like requirements for Disney princesses, but
well, go Disney. Way to slowly become the Amazon of television.
The Amazon of television, or the Google of the internet.
Right. I wasn't going to subscribe, but they bought up a lot of the good stuff.
I was interested in it because of them releasing the older Disney movies. Like that intrigued me. Like I wonder if they're going to put like the Merry Melodies and like all of those, like the old shorts with like Goofy in those. Like I would watch that stuff. I actually have Silly Symphonies, not Merry Melodies. Yeah. Silly Symphony. I would watch those. A lot of people don't know this, but years ago, I collected the Disney movies every time they came out. Like if it was the platinum version or if it was the, the gold version or whatever it was, a collector's edition, every time they came out, I'd buy them. And I had boxes. I ended up selling quite a few of them on eBay not long ago.
Yeah, you had to buy them. You had to. They made you buy them. They're like, look, this thing's going to go in the vault and we're not going to see it for 20 years. So now I'm running to the store to buy Fantasia, even though I don't even care about that movie. And then now, fast forward until now, nobody cared anymore. So that's why you're getting rid of them. But they put that gun to your head. They're like, you'll never see this again. You're like, no.
You'll never get that copy in that box in this silver edition or this collector's edition or whatever edition this is. I used to order them from the Disney store. If you pre-ordered movies that were coming out from the Disney store, you could order them with printed, they're not really lithographs because it's not really what they were, but they were like little posters of screenshots from the movie, and you would get like 4 for each movie you ordered. And I have somewhere around here, I still have a box of all of those. I have all the ones from The Lion King and from Aladdin.
And they're all
when they
worthless.
were released. I collected a lot of that stuff. I used to collect Disney snow globes. I had so many.
Oh my gosh, you have no place to put snow globes. Where are those snow globes now? I did not see any snow. Oh, I saw a couple, I think, maybe at your house.
I sold all but 2 of them.
Yeah.
I had tons of them, though. And it was like every Christmas or birthday, that was all I wanted. I wanted a new Disney snow globe. And I did pretty well with them. I got them for less than $100, and every single one I sold for way more than what I paid for it because they only made so many. And blah, 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 blah.
And everybody's on the search for those globes, and each one's more out of control than the next. That's cool, though.
So I would definitely say, I don't know that I'm a Disney fanatic, but I'm definitely a Disney fan.
But you'll subscribe to their $15 a month streaming 100%. Service. I'm interested to try it.
Especially if they start coming out with more original programming and doing things like that, and if they start working off of some of the stuff they already own. I'd like to see where it's going to go.
So this is the part of the podcast where we talk about YouTube, since that's been a theme since pretty much episode 1, and that's what we're into. So it's the YouTube Minute that lasts, well over
the YouTube Minute that lasts longer than a minute.
So in YouTube news, there's this crazy mom lady from this channel. And I don't know too much about this story because I just watched the headlines for it today. And I was like, man, that lady looks crazy as heck. Like, what is she up to? But apparently she has a kids channel. What was the kids channel called?
It was called Fantastic Adventures. And she had, I think it was 7 adopted kids. Mm-hmm. And she had a couple kids that I think were hers as well. Yeah, I think she had more than 7 kids.
Yeah, the 2 kids that were hers look like teenagers.
Yeah, and they were making like Nerf gun videos and all these fun skit videos, and they had like 260 million views across their videos. One article I read said, they've been estimated to have made over $2 million. And I saw this on the news last night, and I laughed so hard. And Jamie goes, what? I'm like, they did not make $2 million off of 250 million YouTube views. The media is great on estimating. That's garbage. They didn't make $2 million off 250 million views. I mean, they would have to have constantly have the highest CPMs possible. Mm-hmm. Regardless, they were making these videos and they were doing all this stuff, and apparently behind the scenes she was like spraying one of her kids with pepper spray, starving them. Yeah, it was really, really strange. And she's been arrested. Like, the channel has been taken down. YouTube did delete the channel.
Right.
But if you had seen any of the clips of the videos, they looked like just a happy-go-lucky kids channel. And of course, this is just one more kick in the bucket to people who advertise on YouTube. Just take away my money some more. You know? I mean,
and it's happening more and more lately, especially with the kids vertical. But it's getting really bad. It's getting bad to the point where they're going to have to start putting measures in place. When I say measures, it's like DeFranco said, it's going to be, so if you want to start a kids channel, have it monetized, you're going to have handlers there, and you're going to have people there like a movie.
It's going to be like Hollywood.
Yes. Otherwise you just won't get monetized. You can still make all your videos all you want, but in order to earn monetization, it's going to turn back into Hollywood, where you're going to have all these things in place.
I feel like there is a portion of that as much as I don't like it when the government sticks their fingers in things, sadly, because people suck, that's what happens. And I feel like that is what's going to happen. Like, there are very high regulations when child actors, like how many hours a day they can work, other things that has to be done. I think it's like, what is it, like 10% of their money? Is it 10% or is it all of it? Anyway, it's a certain percentage of the money that they make has to be put into a trust fund for the children. That doesn't happen on YouTube.
Right.
These parents, and it's not necessarily that these parents are forcing their kids to quote unquote act. They're not necessarily forcing their kids to be in videos.
Sounds like they are.
Some of them they are. Some of them the kids are doing it because they think it's fun and it's a game.
These kids weren't even going to school.
That's true. Yeah, this one I think it was more of a forced thing where I have friends that run kids channels where it's more of the kids are really enjoying what they're doing type of thing. And then there's like the family vloggers where you're just doing your day-to-day stuff with your kids. So there's such a variety of content on YouTube that involves kids. It really would be hard to say, well, it's okay if you're just filming your daily life, but it's not okay if you're making a scripted video. Well, what if the kids don't even realize it's a scripted video? Like,
exactly.
Are you pushing them to do this? So I don't know. It's kind of a gray area. I do know, though, that with this and all of the other things that have been happening, I can definitely say, in all the time I've been doing YouTube, this is the worst our AdSense money has ever been.
Oh yeah, I can see it. People are getting, or companies are pulling ads, and companies aren't as interested in it anymore, especially as it takes more and more heat each week.
Yeah, I've really sat down and tried to look at and tried to project. Like normally by this time of the year, we're doing much better than we are now. Mm-hmm. And now I'm looking at this going, wow, if we're doing this bad now, we'll be doing this bad in June. I should probably, I'm fortunate that not all of our income with what we do comes from AdSense. And I think I've said this before, but I definitely want to diversify it even more now. I think I want to push my Patreon a little bit harder. I think I'm going to push merch a little bit harder, but do more fun things with it. I don't just want to be buy my stuff. No, I want to make cool stuff so people will want to buy it, so I don't have to be Logan Paul shop.com. I do own snowdogshop.com, but it doesn't go anywhere yet.
You don't want to have 6 mid-roll ads in your videos.
Oh my gosh. But speaking about mid-roll ads, that was another YouTube news thing that, what's his name? James Charles?
Yes.
No, is that his name?
I think so.
Put all those people were harassing him for putting 6 mid-roll ads in his 20-minute video.
I didn't think that.
And he's like, I gotta make money too. I'm putting up a 20-minute video. I'm gonna put 6 ads. I don't use mid-roll ads because I hate them. I know that we could make more money with them. I know that, heck, if I did that now, it would probably really help, but I can't do that to my audience. It's not right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's better than having no audience at all, because everything's going down in flames. I see it. I see it through everything. I see it through Mythical Morning when they bought Smosh. I went and scrolled through Mythical's page last week, and I scrolled all the way down, and they have, in just 2 years ago, they have at least 3 to 4 times more average views than they do now. Everything's tanking. Everything's going away. Ad revenue's being pulled away and being put into their own thing. I don't need you to promote my stuff anymore because the internet's big enough that I can just promote it myself. So I think everything is changing, and that's why that's why mid-roll ads are happening, because everybody sees that decline. You have to do this. You have to hop on board, Jess. You have to put these ads in there because you will sink. You need to do something different than just having all your eggs in the one basket.
Well, and like I said, we're fortunate because we don't have all of our eggs in one basket. We are fortunate for that. I still don't think, even if things continue to go on this decline, I don't think I can turn on mid-roll ads. I can't subject my audience to something that I don't like myself.
I don't like them either.
I'm not going to go out and tell you to buy Purina dog food because Purina wants to pay me $30,000. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
If it's not something that I believe in, if it's not something that I would do, I'm not going to tell other people to do it. That's just my principles. If that means a year from now I have to go get a job, then a year from now I have to go get a job.
And it will come. Whatever. It will come as a cost. It will.
It will, and I'm willing to accept it. I would rather stay true to myself than be forced to run mid-roll ads. They're so annoying.
And I'll tell you what, I have yet to ever make it through a Facebook video, because I'll start getting into something, and it's like, oh, an ad's going to play in 5 seconds. I scroll up every time. But it's like the makeup guy said, it's 4 minutes. It's 6 times at 30 seconds. It's 4 minutes of commercials in his 25-minute video, whereas television runs you 8 to 10 minutes of commercials in the same amount of time. So what are we doing? And I think the answer to that is, well, we went to the internet because we didn't have to conform to these rules, and we could just kind of freely create. And now that that's crept into our fun, that it's just going to be just like television.
And I don't want it to be that, but it is definitely going that way. I mean, it's sad. I upload videos. I have monetization on Facebook videos now as well, and I cannot stand those ads. And Facebook does not allow you to put an ad, and there's a lot of reasons behind it. It has to be at least a minute into the video. And the reasoning behind that is Facebook views they suck. you can go look at a video on Facebook and it might say it's got 21 million views, but they count 3 seconds as a view. So if you watch 10 seconds of a video, they still count it as a view. Mm-hmm. So what they want to do is they want to make it so you have to watch a full minute before they roll an ad, because they feel like if they roll an ad at the beginning, people are just going to skip it anyway, which I don't feel is true. I feel like if the ad's just at the beginning and you get it over with, yeah, I might still only watch 20 seconds of the video, but I watched the ad, so they're still going to get paid. I don't understand why Facebook has done it the way they have.
They just want you to stay on Facebook, and they want you to spend more time on Facebook, and they want to suck more of your 24 hours away on that content.
They do, and they feel like if you've invested 1 minute into a video, you're going to watch through a 15-second ad to invest in the rest of this video.
And they're right to a sense, because a minute into the video, I get really, really mad instead of really, really curious. If that roll was in the front of the video, I would just wait it out until it played the whole video.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I don't know. It drives me nuts. That is the one thing I don't like about monetization on Facebook, but I have no control over it. I mean, I could not monetize videos on Facebook, but
I still think the thing that's happening is what I've been seeing for a lot of years. The sea level is rising. Back in the day in 2009, 10, 11, when everybody was getting monetized and stuff like that, there wasn't a very high bar set on the quality of content. That sea level for those pennies is just rising and rising and rising, and small creators and people that put their heart into it, but it aren't that big. When I say large, I mean like now like 1 million subscriber channel is decent, but that's not as impressive as like 10, 20, 30 million subscribers. And those guys are getting, in my opinion, the love that the people that had 1 and 2 million 5, 6, 7 years ago used to get.
Right. Oh no, I definitely agree. There's more creators, which means that it's more spread out, and it is what it is. You can either roll with it, hope that it turns around, or go do something else.
Well, heck,
I'm still to the point where like I still love what I do. So even if it was to a point where like, okay, well now we got to go do something else, I think I would still make videos because I still really do enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll never end. It'll just reinvent itself, but it'll never end. I think you'll still always stay afloat. Well, maybe you just need to switch up your tactics. Maybe because that lady was closing in on 1 million subscribers, and she was probably making some good money. So you might you might have to rethink what you're doing. I think I might have to go get some pepper spray and start spraying everybody in the house here to get them to perform.
But she didn't do that on video.
No, right? Yeah, she didn't do that. That lady was crazy.
Though she had 250 million views, and she made $2 million. She definitely didn't make $2 million. A lot of her views are going to come from the YouTube Kids app, which doesn't really pay much of anything. Right. I had, last month alone, almost 1.5 million views through the YouTube Kids app, which is why our revenue has actually gone down versus last year this time. I have the same CPM as last year this time. I actually have a 10 cent higher CPM now than I did last year, but our views have shifted from being on the mainstream YouTube to being in the Kids app.
Gotcha.
And I can't control any of that. There's not really any of that unless I start swearing in videos, which also will drop your ad dollars.
Yeah, a little bit more cussing.
It is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. We're not broke. We're not going to be broke anytime soon. It's not like it's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But I think things like this is what pushes you out of your comfort level and makes you sit back and go, oh, what can I do differently?
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you can tell that another page is turned in the creator's handbook.
Yes, 100%. It is what it is. There'll be a new app out there eventually, like TikTok.
Oh, no. Don't bring up TikTok.
I'm almost to 100,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow, that's pretty good, actually.
Right? See?
Until they start putting mid-roll ads on the TikToks.
Right? On a 15-second video. Here's a mid-roll ad on a 15-second video. I do have cute dogs, though, so I mean, it does kind of help.
That does help. That does help, actually. That does help a lot. How come your dogs are all furry and everybody loves them, but when I have animal hair all over me, people just shun me away, like, ew, get a lint roller. I'm like, but this is the money maker. The hair is the money maker, man. You ever think about that? You ever think about taking handfuls of the hair, because you brush them out and blow them out, and just putting them in little poof bags and just sending them off so people can just kind of like squish? Because that was one of the best things about laying in bed when I was at your house, is I would wake up in the morning and Memphis would be on the bed with me.
Yep.
And then I just had free pets, and it was really super soft.
Yeah, she kind of is. She kind of has that effect on people.
Yeah,
I did an assumptions video on the dogs channel on Gone to the Snow Dogs, And I did the one of Shelby on Tuesday, and so by the time this goes up, it'll be last week. Both of these went up. I'm doing the one of Memphis on Friday, and oh my gosh, it's so funny. Everybody, I just asked, what do you assume of my dogs? Memphis, that she's a cuddle bug, that she lives for pets, that all she wants in life is pets. I'm like, man, it's so funny doing that and asking people what they think to assume about my dogs, because it really shows how well my dog's personality actually comes across on video, because they know my dogs to a T.
Were they right about everything?
Oh yeah, all of them. Some of them made like silly assumptions just for fun, but everybody else was like, Shelby's a diva. Shelby won't eat anything without dip. Shelby's really picky about her food. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Shelby.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you do a good job on portraying their personalities.
I try to, because I want people to relate to them in different ways.
Yes.
Shelby's more stuck up. She's just a brat. And then Memphis is definitely more of that happy-go-lucky, everything is the best moment of my life ever, and I'm just the happiest dog. And she really is the happiest dog in the world ever.
Yeah, she performs every time. She does not let down.
Yep, they're good dogs. Did we have other YouTube news now that we totally fell off the track?
Yes.
I was on a train once.
So another YouTube news, poor Charles Trippy. Man, and we were just talking about him to great lengths last week.
Yeah.
And I only saw the thumbnail and the headline. It's on my screen. I don't want to play it because I can see the look in his face, and I know him well enough. When I say I know him well enough, I've watched him long enough that I can see everything. I didn't play it. Did you watch it?
I watched the whole thing.
What happened?
The fear and the pain and the fear.
Is it growing?
He has to go through chemo again. They didn't necessarily say that it's growing. I guess they're not even really sure that it's back. It's more of like a precautionary thing. Like, because when they did that surgery, remember how he was like partially paralyzed, and they kind of said, hey, we're not really going to be able to do this again because you will be paralyzed?
A little bit to that point. And real quick, if you guys don't know, Charles Trippy had a tumor in his brain, and on one of his episodes, he just like had passed out when the camera was off, and the next thing you know, they're rushing to the hospital so they could get this guy out of there. And they took a lot of chemo pills for it and stuff like that. And because he was having bad seizures for a while.
Yep.
And so they kind of fixed him up, and that was a handful of years ago. And then he took his chemo, and then he was off his chemo.
He had brain cancer, and he vlogged it.
Yes, that was so crazy, just so crazy. And like we've said before, the stuff he's gone through is just amazing. And we thought it was gone because he hadn't had a seizure in a long time, right? Like that was just all gone.
All that's pretty much been under control. And now his wife's pregnant, and they're gonna have a baby, and now he's got to go through chemo. So it's a rough video to watch. It's a really rough video to watch. You'll cry. I cried.
I can't do it. But is he okay-ish? Like he
sounds like he's gonna be okay. He's just gonna have to go through chemo again, and hopefully it'll put a stop to whatever's going on, and he'll go from there, and they'll just keep monitoring everything. I mean, that's what it looks like. That's what, you got to stay positive about it. That's pretty much what everybody's hoping. Right. The hard part is the chemo last time made him really sick and really weak, and his wife's pregnant, so I think he feels like all of this stuff is going on, and it's stressful and it's scary, and and again, they're creators. They're kind of in the same position as everybody else. Their videos don't get as much views as they used to. There's a lot of things that, they're going through hard times right now as well. So there's a lot of stress on them right now. I just feel, like I said, I've watched them for years. I kind of just, you feel sad. Yeah. Don't watch it. You'll cry.
Yeah. No, I won't. That's why I knew when we were going to talk about it, I would just let you explain it to me, because I don't want to. I don't.
In more happy fun time YouTube news, did you see what Shane Dawson posted the other day? He posted on his Instagram that he's now engaged. Yay. He got engaged to Ryland. So I think they've been together for 3 years.
Oh, okay. So they've been together a while.
They've been together a while, and I want to say it was actually on their anniversary. We're really close to their anniversary.
I didn't even know he was or wasn't married. I guess I didn't think about it too hard. I just assumed that they were because of the way they act together.
Right. Nope, they're not married, but they will be.
It'll
be another YouTube wedding. Do you think he'll do a conspiracy theory about weddings?
Ooh, maybe he could. Do you think he'll get a lot of people at YouTube? Remember the YouTube weddings and how we'd watch videos and we'd have to watch 7 or 8 different YouTubers because they'd all be at different people's, it'd all be their different views of the same wedding. Which one?
Philip DeFranco's wedding.
Yes. Everybody was there for that. That was a crazy one. You get to watch it from multiple camera angles and stuff. Those are cool. We haven't seen one of those in a lot of years.
No, it has been a long time.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see a big YouTube wedding again with a
What was it? Was it Corey Williams was the first? Did he stream his wedding?
One of them did. One of them streamed.
Dude, like hella. It's well, no, their channel now is live each day, I think is what it is now.
Yeah.
SMP Films, and I think he was one of the first people that streamed his wedding.
Yes,
his first wedding.
Not many people were doing that back in the day.
No.
Well,
not at all.
Well, good for Shane because he's on a high right now. His videos are doing really well. The conspiracy theories stuff was cool. The Chuck E. Cheese pizza thing was rad, and I still think about that all the time. So, yeah, it looks like he's on the upward swing. Well, his cat must be happy too. He's gonna be left alone now. So go Shane Dawson.
Don't talk about it. Yeah, go check out Shane Dawson. Ryland has a channel too if you want to go check out his channel.
Not seen any of his stuff, so maybe
Ryland's are more about him and more like a little bit more vlog style. So if you want to see more of like the behind the scenes type of stuff, that's where you want to go for that.
Yeah. Do you think Shane Dawson will have some new content out soon, or do you think summertime?
He was editing a video, so I don't know. I don't know how soon will be. That's not soon enough.
Right.
Oh,
not soon.
That line. That's now owned by Disney.
Oh boy, it is, huh?
It is.
Was that from Princess Bride?
No, that's from Futurama.
Oh, you've watched more Futurama than me. All right, guys, that'll do it for this week's episode of the podcast. You can listen to us every Wednesday on your favorite podcast app. You can ask us questions at the questions thread on our Facebook page at Country Mouse City Mouse Podcast. And you can also find us on the Instagram at CC Mouse Podcast. So we will see you next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, we did a thing.
When will that be? Soon enough. That's not soon enough.